Anime facts. 1. In Akira, the character Tetsuo's screams were recorded by his voice actor in one take, after several hours of silence to prep for the scene. 2. The character designs in Lupin 3 were inspired by French and Italian comic styles from the 1960s and 70s. 3. In Princess Mononoke, Ashitaka's elk is based on a real, extinct Japanese animal known as the Ezo wolf. 4. The mecha in Gunbuster had to be redrawn several times because the animators couldn't decide on its final size. 5. In Excel Saga, the character Excel's rapid speech was so fast that her voice actress collapsed during a recording session. 6. The anime space battleship Yamato was initially considered a failure, but its re-airing led to a massive cult following. 7. The phrase "It's over 9,000" in Dragon Ball Z became a meme, but the original Japanese line actually says 8,000. 8. Mamoru Hosoda, director of Summer Wars, was originally set to direct Howl's Moving Castle before leaving due to creative differences. 9. In Gundam, Char Aznavour's mask was inspired by the classic Japanese no masks used in theater. 10. The original Sailor Moon manga was written in just a few months to meet a tight deadline before the anime aired. 11. The anime Dennou Coil predicted augmented reality technology before it became mainstream. 12. The voice actor for Light Yagami in Death Note, Mamoru Miyano, won multiple awards for his chilling performance. 13. The film Ghost in the Shell inspired the design and themes of several major Hollywood movies, including The Matrix. 14. The anime Wolf's Rain was originally planned as a 26-episode series, but was cut down due to budget constraints. 15. The Toonami block on Cartoon Network is responsible for popularizing anime in the West, airing shows like Dragon Ball Z and Naruto. 16. In Berserk, Guts' massive sword, Dragon Slayer, was inspired by medieval European broadswords. 17. The anime serial Experiments Lain is considered a critique of the rise of the internet and digital technology in the 90s. 18. The anime Legend of the Galactic Heroes has one of the largest casts of named characters in anime history, with over 300 unique individuals. 19. In Cowboy Bebop, the iconic ship Bebop is modeled after a World War II bomber aircraft. 20. The anime Golden Kamuy is based on real historical events, specifically the Russo-Japanese War and the Hokkaido region. 21. The character Hamura Akemi from Madoka Magica was inspired by the tragic Greek figure of Cassandra, who could foresee the future but was never believed. 22. The sound effects in Akira were recorded using actual urban soundscapes from Tokyo to create a futuristic atmosphere. 23. In Samurai Champloo, many of the sword-fighting sequences are choreographed based on real martial arts techniques. 24. In Gintama, many of the character names are puns or references to historical figures, particularly from the Edo period. 25. The creators of Steins Gate consulted actual physicists to ensure the accuracy of the show's time travel mechanics. 26. The character of Vash the Stampede from Trigun was inspired by Clint Eastwood's roles in Western films. 27. The anime Texhnolize was created with minimal dialogue to emphasize its dark, dystopian atmosphere. 28. In Attack on Titan, many of the cityscapes were inspired by real European architecture, particularly German and Italian cities. 29. In the Tatami Galaxy, each episode features different art styles and aesthetics to reflect the protagonist's changing perspectives. 30. The anime Mononoke, not to be confused with Princess Mononoke, features an art style inspired by traditional Japanese ukiyo-e paintings. 31. In FLCL, the title is never explained, leaving it up to fans to debate its meaning, with Fooly Cooly being the most common interpretation. 32. The creator of Attack on Titan, Hajime Isayama, revealed that his favorite character is Reiner Braun. 33. The anime Perfect Blue was a major influence on the psychological horror film Black Swan by Darren Aronofsky. 34. In Ergo Proxy, the names of the proxy beings are taken from famous philosophers like Derrida and Lacan. 35. The anime Redline took over 7 years to animate because it was done entirely in hand-drawn frames. 36. The Evangelion franchise was originally conceived as a more traditional mecha series, but evolved into a psychological deconstruction. 37. In Nana, the two main characters were designed to be mirror opposites of each other, even down to their names. 38. The creator of Paranoia Agent, Satoshi Kon, also created Paprika, which is said to have influenced Inception. 39. In Angel's Egg, the story is highly symbolic, with many fans interpreting it as a critique of religious dogma. 40. In JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, each part of the series features a different protagonist, all from the same family line. 41. In Hunter x Hunter, the character Hisoka was inspired by magicians, with his fighting style being based on misdirection and trickery. 42. The anime Mushishi is heavily influenced by Japanese folklore, particularly stories of supernatural creatures, called mushi. 43. In Gundam, the character Amuro Ray was one of the first reluctant heroes in the mecha genre, influencing later characters like Shinji in Evangelion. 44. In Akira, the motorcycle sound effects for Kaneda's bike were made by combining recordings of jet engines and electric drills. 45. The anime Planets is one of the few anime that realistically explores the dangers of space debris in orbit. 46. The mecha designs in Eureka 7 were inspired by surf culture, hence the frequent references to surfing the air. 47. The character designs in Vampire Hunter D were done by Yoshitaka Amano, famous for his work on the Final Fantasy series. 48. The anime Welcome to the NHK explores themes of social isolation, depression, and internet addiction in Japan. 49. The anime Ping Pong, the animation uses a unique visual style that reflects the intensity and emotion of the sport. 50. The sound director of Shinsekai Yuri used an experimental technique called acoustic illusion to create unsettling sound effects. 51. The anime Dennou Coil was one of the first to explore augmented reality as a main plot point. 52. The anime Blue Gender is set in a post-apocalyptic world, where Earth has been overtaken by a species of insect-like creatures. 53. The character Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop was modeled after Yusaku Matsuda, a famous Japanese actor. 54. In Fate/Zero, the character Gilgamesh was inspired by the historical king of Uruk from Mesopotamian mythology. 55. The anime 5 cm per second takes its title from the speed at which cherry blossoms fall, symbolizing fleeting moments in life. 56. In Black Lagoon, the character Reveille's dual pistols were inspired by the gun-fu style popularized in Hong Kong action films. 57. The anime Tokyo Godfathers was loosely inspired by the 1948 film Three Godfathers, which also centers around three men finding an abandoned baby. 58. The Puella Magi Madoka Magica anime is a deconstruction of the magical girl genre, introducing darker and more psychological themes. 59. The anime Kaiji, Ultimate Survivor explores psychological manipulation, greed, and desperation in high-stakes gambling scenarios. 60. The anime Hellsing was inspired by the classic horror figure of Dracula, with Alucard being the reimagined version of the legendary vampire. 61. In Samurai Champloo, the character Mugen's fighting style was inspired by breakdancing, giving him a unique movement set. 62. The Durarara anime takes place in Ikebukuro, a real district in Tokyo, with many of the locations in the anime mirroring actual places. 63. The anime Zankyou no Terror is a rare example of an anime that focuses on terrorism and societal collapse. 64. The anime Kaiba features a highly surrealistic art style, with themes revolving around memory, identity, and consciousness. 65. The anime Genkatsu is a retelling of the Count of Monte Cristo, but with a futuristic twist and highly stylized visuals. 66. In The Big O, the protagonist's robot, Big O, was designed as a tribute to classic American giant robots like. 67. The anime Shigurui depicts samurai duels with extreme realism, showcasing the brutality of sword fights in feudal Japan. 68. In Haibane Renmei, the Haibane characters are said to symbolize purgatory, with themes of redemption and salvation running throughout the series. 69. The anime Eden of the East was inspired by Japan's societal issues, including needs, not in education, employment, or training, and economic stagnation. 70. The character L from Death Note was originally designed to look more average, but his now iconic slouched posture and eccentric behavior were added later. 71. In Bokurano, the mechas, called Zerts, were designed to look unsettling and almost grotesque, reflecting the dark nature of the story. 72. The anime, The 12 Kingdoms, is based on Chinese mythology and features a complex narrative about parallel worlds and political intrigue. 73. In Mawaru Penguin Drum, the penguins act as symbolic representations of the characters' subconscious emotions and struggles. 74. The anime Michiko and Hatchin is one of the few anime set in a fictionalized version of South America, with influences from Brazilian culture. 75. In Gungrave, the main character Brandon Heath's transformation into the undead warrior, Beyond the Grave, was inspired by classic mafia and zombie films. 76. The anime Samurai Flamenco starts off as a light-hearted superhero story but gradually becomes darker, exploring themes of justice and identity. 77. The anime Monster was inspired by real-world serial killer cases, particularly the psychology behind their motivations and actions. 78. In Terror in Resonance, the main character's actions and backgrounds were influenced by real-world political unrest and terrorism. 79. The anime Megalobox was created to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the classic boxing anime Ashita no Joe. 80. In Angel Beats, the concept of characters being trapped in a limbo-like afterlife school was developed to explore themes of regret and unfulfilled desires. 81. The anime Kino's journey is inspired by philosophical works, with each episode presenting a new moral or ethical dilemma. 82. In Noan, the concept of parallel worlds was heavily influenced by quantum mechanics and string theory. 83. The anime Showa Jinroku Rakugo Shinju focuses on the dying art of rakugo, a form of Japanese verbal storytelling, making it a unique narrative anime. 84. In Claymore, the setting is inspired by medieval Europe, particularly the moors and highlands of Scotland and Ireland. 85. The anime Kamonozoom features a unique animation style, combining hand-drawn animation with surreal and experimental visual techniques. 86. In Shinsekai Yori, the society depicted is based on a highly controlled, dystopian version of Japan, inspired by classical utopian and dystopian literature. 87. The anime Texhnolize explores themes of existentialism, with its dark, nihilistic tone reflecting a world where humanity struggles for meaning and survival.